Good morning. We just did a title search on a piece of property in Yavapai County. Now we're actually going to take a look at the documents and do an exam of them. As you can see, this title search, the plant currency date goes back to 1987 right here. So in Yavapai County and most of the other counties aside from Maricopa, you need to go back to the county and do a back search before you really want to put out a title report, just to make sure you haven't missed anything. In this case, we're just going to take it forward from what we have, and I'm going to pick up every document that affects the property except documents that are outside the chain of title, because oopsie daisy, not going to look at those. Those are blanket. These are all blanket documents here, so we're not going to start on those. That's where we'll find CC&Rs, things like that posted. I can tell from looking through these that none of them are going to affect this property specifically, so I'm not going to worry about any of those. I'm going to start here where my lot starts, and I'm just going to click on every box where I want to pull the doc. If I can see the deed of trust is released, I'm going to line through it. That way I know I've considered it and ignored it. If you don't do this, you kind of lose your edge because you can't go back and see what you did. So that's why I always go through and strike out everything that isn't going to continue to be in my title search. So I'm Xing through all of these. I have a lien release here. I don't know what it goes with, so it's kind of bothering me. Looks like something we're missing in our chain. There was this might not have been recorded, this assessment. It was on the entire town of PV at one point, so they did record releases where there actually wasn't a recorded lien. So we don't have to worry about that. That assessment's subsequently been paid off. That's just something I happen to know. So I'm going to finish Xing through everything here. This is a problem right here. We have a deed of trust that does not have a release. I know you guys are familiar with those. You hate it when we throw it on your property, but in this case we're going to have to include that and get a release for it. Now this one, you're thinking, well, why isn't there a release? I can see right down here that that deed of trust was foreclosed. So I'm going to line through all of this, and anything subsequent to this, any liens subsequent to this before the trustee sale are going to be out. So this is out. Oh, and now I see when I get down here, I see a release right here, which references that deed of trust earlier. So actually they put it in the wrong place. They didn't post it in the right place, but that does take care of that deed of trust. So I can go back and line through that also. It's one of the benefits of using this feature of data trace, is I can line through everything and leave everything open that I know hasn't been removed. Then all I have are these documents. So now I've clicked everything I want to see. I'm going to request those images. And then I'm going to click on all these little buttons over here, not this lien release because I know I've already looked at that. Click on all these little buttons, except for my vesting deed because I like them to be set up differently. I've already clicked on my searches. Now I'm going to export them. And I export them to my desktop so that I can upload them into the file. And DataTrace will flag. I'll get a flag, which you'll see in a minute, that tells me there's one of them that my documents have been exported. And it just exported the rest of them. The only other thing I need to export is my vesting deed. And that's how you export all your documents into your file. You can also pull maps, but we won't do that in this session. Now what I do is, in this case, I would click End Order Searching. I'm going to expand this so you can kind of see where I go from here. That moves your file over to typing. And then I can start typing your report. It's this one right here. I can start typing the report. I can also use this upload button And on the upload, it'll pull up a screen. This is how I upload. I pull them off my desktop. I'll just show you one of them, and then I will cease this lesson until we go to the next one. So for my first upload is going to be parcel info sheet. I go to my desktop. It's right here. I upload it into your file, and it tells us all. I'm going to do one more so you can see your file number comes up on your title searches. And that is how we upload documents into the file out of the portal. And that's the end of this session.